Well, it's been an exciting week in sports. For all of the highlights, we turn to Sunny Young with the sunny side of sports. Sunny.
Hello, Vincent, and sporty greetings once again to our Africa 54 viewers. My special guest is Toyin Ibitoye, sports presenter for our VOA affiliate station, Channels Television in Nigeria. And Toyin joins us via Skype from Lagos. Toyin, welcome back to Africa 54.
Sonny, it's always a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you so much for having me.
Toyin, before we look ahead to the World Cup preparations by the African football champions Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's look back. What were your impressions of Nigeria's 2-2 draw with Scotland on Wednesday in London?
Well, Sonny, I don't want to read too much into the result of the game. Because every game that Nigeria plays, the average Nigerian wants the Super Eagles to win. We didn't win that game. In fact, we struggled and we actually drew with our own efforts, forced the draw. But I think I saw a few things in that game that should be positive for us going to the World Cup. I saw commitment, I saw determination, I saw the drive to fight in the team. And then you also need to consider the fact that the coach played with fringe players. Most of those who played the game for Nigeria on that day are players that have been out of the national team for quite a while, and so they are just coming back. So that doesn't probably represent the full strength of the Super Eagles in that game. So I think we can pick out a few positives from the game. And we can also be happy with the fact that Nigeria didn't lose that game for confidence. We actually scored a goal that helped us to force a draw of Scotland.
The Super Eagles will next play Greece on June 3rd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Do you expect head coach Stephen Keshi will experiment with his lineup?
I expect that by the time we're playing Greece, we have a more settled team. And the reason is obvious. Before we play Greece, the final list of 23 for the World Cup would have been released to FIFA. And so those who are not going to the World Cup would have known themselves. Those who are going to the World Cup would also have known that they are in the team. So I expect that the game against Greece will be more reflective of Nigeria going into the World Cup. And interestingly, Sonny, Nigeria and Greece have got a little score to settle. Remember, in South Africa 2010, Nigeria lost to Greece 2-1, and that was the game where Sani Keita got sent off, resulting in Nigeria's loss in that game. And remember, in 1994, in the United States, Greece also played from the same group as Nigeria. We won that game by 2-0. So I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a more settled lineup that we will see in that game. But I really do not count too much into friendly games close to the World Cup because players are careful not to pick up any injuries. Picking up an injury at that time could be a disaster for any player going to the World Cup.
Finally, Toyin, we have about 30 seconds. Nigeria will play the USA June 7th in its final World Cup warm-up match. Are Nigerian fans looking forward to seeing the American team?
Of course, we would like to see the American team. And for America, I think that game is also very key because you have Ghana in your group. The Eagles probably will tell you a little bit of what Ghana will bring to the table when you play Ghana at the World Cup. We want to see the Americans. Sonny, we want to beat the Americans on their soil.
Thank you, Toyin. Toyin Ibitoye, sports presenter for our VOA affiliate station, Channels TV in Nigeria. And that's the sunny side of sports. Vincent?
Well, thank you very much, Sunny. Remember to watch for the sunny side of sports every Monday and Friday right here on Africa 54.